What's up? We're at ICAST 2021. Yeah,
right,
2021. There's a bunch of stuff going on here. We're in the 13 fishing booth. Look who I got right here. Over
JT
here,
Kenny. I'm JT Kenny.
JT Kenny's hanging out.
Here I am.
He's over here tuning duck calls.
My feet hurt.
His feet hurt.
It actually feels nice.
Jacob, what are you most excited about the 13 launch this year?
Man, we have a lot of great products, obviously, and there's some that are sort of undiscovered within the hard bait lineup, you know. And obviously, the biggest thing right here is that the Jabberjaw key.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to work with the guys there to sort of put some colors that I really enjoy throwing. And then of course, really tune this bait in.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about this bait right here is it's a great pre-spawn bait, but it's also a really great bait for cranking over brush piles. Because that bill is a square, more of a square bill, and it's super buoyant, that bait will go over that stuff better than about anything.
Oh, yeah.
So I really love that bait a lot.
Ricky and I tested that on Toho and did a video. He was so excited before it was even out,
Yes.
and he hooked one about 4 pounds. And I said, dude, I gotta leave that in the video. So we kind of like blurred it out and it was coming in. That's a crazy bait.
It really is. And there's something about just having something a little bit different. Our lakes are getting so much pressure these days, which is great for the fisheries. It's great for the fishermen. We're great to have a big support and a big group of people coming out there and going fishing. But you have to show the fish something different to generate bites. And this bait is definitely different. It's very unique, and it's one that actually just is.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure they're completely out of stock, so only we have them.
That's how it works.
It's called competitive advantage. Thanks, man.
That's right. No problem.
Here, this is Lee.
I'm Lee Smith.
Lee Smith. He actually guides with me on Toho.
I do.
Up and coming guide, and there's just people all over the place here. Even when you come to the ICAST show, there's a little bit of hunting representation here, but then those guys don't have a lot to do, so they just come in the booth and hang out.
Just sit down. You find the company that spent the most on carpet and padding, and you sit down.
13 has the best. See this?
They've got 13 inches of foam under here too. That's what y'all don't realize.
13 inches of foam.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah, he's been here the whole show.
And when trade shows were going for like a year and a half, your feet forgot how bad it was standing on concrete all day. So we're back. We're working our way through this.
Draft beer and soft baked cookies will be here soon.
Hey, oh Lord.
Let's go see what else we got. All right, so here's something that's probably not going to be in any of the other videos that you see.
It's what they don't want you to see.
It's what they don't want you. This is Reed, who works. He's one of the big dogs with 13 Fishing.
In stature.
We have apparel companies, but 13 Fishing has some legit apparel. What you guys got that's new?
We got everything that's new. We just relaunched our whole entire apparel line. This here's the Squirrely Dan shirt.
Squirrely Dan?
Squirrely Dan. It's soft as 10 ply.
You see? Ooh, it is kind of nice.
Yeah, soft and nice.
Full line. You cannot have a tackle company without apparel.
Correct.
How much input did you have in the design of all this stuff? Did you help design?
It's my program.
This is your program?
Yeah.
So I guess he had everything to do with it.
I guess, allegedly.
Yeah. But so yeah, check out the apparel. Is this stuff available now?
It is available coming soon.
It's available coming soon.
Yep.
Full line of apparel. If they don't have your size, contact Reed at 13 Fishing.
Yeah.
Apparently these days they let anybody in the booth. I got the Flukemaster, Jensen. What are we going to talk about?
I thought I was blacklisted. I really did.
Why?
But instead we brought the blackouts out.
Oh, the blackout.
You guys remember, those of you guys remember the number 8 tackle company, some of you may not realize that it was part of 13 Fishing.
Yeah. A little confusing.
Really confusing, but they got rid of the blackout rods, which were super popular.
And affordable.
80 bucks. And I loved them. I'm still using the clip and stick that I have almost every time I'm down here in Florida.
I still have a couple of the original blackout from number 8 tackle spinner rods.
Yep. So what they're done is they've come back out with the blackout brand under the blackout model under the 13 brand, but they've changed a lot of it. It's got a better blank. It's got skeleton reel seats. It's got a really good EVA foam grip. It's still the blackout, but everything's better. The guides are even better. Still at the same price point, $79.99.
That's great, underpriced.
Yep, underpriced again. And on top of that, For you guys who think fishing is a beauty contest, we have matching rods or reels for the rods. And so spinning reels, you got the Kalon blackout and you got the Origin blackout. And so these two they just match the rod, but they're actually pretty good. This one's how much is this one? 60 something?
Yeah, so your combo's like around 150 bucks.
Yeah, this one's 65. I don't know how much this one is. I can't remember.
I think it's about the same price.
Yeah, about the same price. And so just a really, really good rod. Blackout is just one of those things where those of us who don't want to spend a whole lot of money on rods and reels, I'm one of them. I mean, it's just, I'm like my dad. I pinch every penny until it squeals. And this is the kind of rod and reel you're looking for if you want to pinch your pennies and still get a really good quality rod.
I'm happy they came back out with blackout.
Me too.
I'm gonna have a boatload of them. Thanks, Gene.
Yeah, brother.
So, if you've been fishing with me before, you see I've for almost 8 years now, I've been using exclusively 13 brand stuff. There's somebody that designs all this stuff. The guy the myth behind the reels in 13 fishing is this guy right here, Matt. We're going to talk about the new, what is this reel?
This is concept Z2, so a Z slide.
Used to be the bright orange reel.
It used to be the bright orange reel, but now this is Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Yeah, so we launched Gen 2, and I mean, the Z was a phenomenon. I mean, the Z came out, we made a massive statement, the CZB bearing, I mean, the whole industry is like, you know, what is this? This is totally different. 0 ball bearings, you know, how can this be an elite level reel with no ball bearings? And the CZB, the proof was in the product. I mean, yes, it can cast every bit as good as a reel with high-end Japanese bearings or what have you, but it has less maintenance. So what we learned from the original Z, now we've refined this into the Z2, and we use the Z as our technology platform. It's got all the bells and whistles and the fun stuff that, you know, designers like me like to go out and we talk to anglers like you, we get all this feedback, and then we go back in our little laboratory, you know, and we design crazy features.
I don't have one of these reels yet, and I see something on this reel that looks different. What is that?
Yeah, this is the slide feature.
What's that do?
What's great about the slide is an additional braking feature. So you have the centrifugal brakes that all the other concepts have, but now we've added the slide feature.
So if you need to like toss into the wind all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. So this is a magnetic cast adjustment, whereas you have centrifugal here and your cast control. So there's 3 ways to adjust your cast. But basically, the best way to utilize slide would be using it as an addition or subtraction from your settings. So if you normally use a concept, and you probably set yours on 1 too, right? Well, so now you can set them all on 1, right? And if you want additional additional control, say the wind conditions change, and you know all of a sudden it's getting just a little squirrely, you know. I mean, it's starting to. You're afraid that it's going to loop up or whatever. Just a flick of the wrist, and boom.
So basically, you see in a lot of my videos, in the past I've fished a lot of like weightless soft plastic jerkbaits, that type of stuff. You turn downwind and you can bomb it, but then fish may come up schooling upwind. You have that thing set on 1, you can break it down a little bit.
Exactly.
Just without having to take the side off or turn that from your favorite adjustment, you can just.
Yeah, and I mean, when you get used to this and you take it out there and you're using it every day, guys are fooling around with it too. They're setting it and leaving it on, and then as they cast, they're pushing it forward, releasing that breakaway early, and getting that bait to fly an extra 5 feet.
Nice.
So there's some fun ways to you know, further augment some bomb casts. If maybe, you know, when you're on that shoreline, you get a little too close, they're not biting, so you want to stay back. Well, you can really dial this sucker in and really make it fly.
Cool. So they don't sell stuff at ICAST, but when you talk to people, sometimes you just see it.
It happens.
I'll get in trouble if I do that. Somebody give it back to him. That's a display.
Right.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, what's up? Now I'm over at the Minn Kota Humminbird booth, and who better to talk about Minn Kota and Humminbird products than the man Brandon Palaniuk. You've seen my video about the Mega 360. I don't have the Mega Live yet, so I know you do.
I do.
We're gonna let Brandon talk about it real quick.
So, I mean, Mega 360 is incredible technology for being able to see those hidden pieces of cover and structure and really getting a good understanding of how the bottom contour lays out, right? Like what our Flukemaster is showing us on our contour lines, the 360 is showing us that cover that is on those contour lines. But now with Mega Live, when I see that cover or that structure, I can now scan over there with the Ultrex and I can actually get a visual reading of how the fish are using that cover and how my bait is transitioning through the water column and how those fish are reacting to my bait. So like right here, you can see where, as this is just a demo reel of someone moving their trolling motor around, but you're seeing all of these different sized fish. And when I would see this, what I would be looking at is pretty much a group of crappie or yellow bass, smaller group of fish, and then you've got these scattered bigger dots, these bigger schools on the outside. Those are your predatory fish, those are your bass, so you know exactly how far and where you need to make that cast. It's a deadly, deadly technology, amazing to be able to use, and just makes you that much more efficient on the water.
Let's clear some stuff up real quick. What a lot of people didn't ask me is, now that the Mega Live is out, they think that, some people think that the 360 is going away. And
no,
it is not.
It cannot go away.
It cannot go away. I'd be
because-
lost without my Mega 360.
Yes, and honestly, right now, if you were to ask me, I had to choose one or the other, I would probably still go with Mega 360 because it gives me a better understanding of how the bottom is laid out, because I'm not moving around, and that's invaluable, right? Even though 360 looks similar to your side imaging readings, the fact that you get that 360-degree view without moving gives you a better understanding and a better visual of what you're seeing.
Right.
The downfall with 360 was always that we couldn't see our bait moving through the water and how those fish react.
So now we're going to be using both of them.
Now we use both,
Right.
and that gives us the best of both worlds, where we can not only see the cover, see how the fish are moving and transitioning through that cover, but now we can actually see how our bait is moving and how the fish are moving to or away from our bait, and we're able to make those adjustments a lot quicker.
Cool. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, you're welcome.
See you, man.